Hey! Welcome to this new episode of ClimaByte. Today we're going to talk about some of the world's most impressive giants and how to see them move. Today we will show you that glaciers are moving. When you hear about glaciers melting, you might imagine that they behave like an ice cube would, just turning into water. But the glaciers are a tiny bit more complicated than that. You might have heard before that the fjords, like this one in Norway, are created by glaciers scraping away the rock, like sandpaper. Scraping requires movement. This means that the ice has to move over the ground to scrape. You might also know that it can be dangerous to walk over a glacier. Before you know it, you fall into a crevasse. How are these crevasses supposed to form? Exactly, because glaciers are moving. They sometimes stretch and crack, forming crevasses. But have a look at this. This is a time-lapse of a whole day of the Norwegian landscape with mountains, snow, rocks, vegetation, and a glacier called Nigarspren. It seems that nothing's happening. Why is this? Well, they are pretty big things, so maybe they're simply moving really slowly. So we can't feel it when we just stand on them. A better idea might be to use a time-lapse of the glaciers over a longer period of time and compare these pictures. If we then look at a picture of the same glacier every day for a few days, we clearly see that the glacier is moving. But how fast are glaciers moving exactly? It is of course something that depends on which glacier you're talking about, but we can measure the speed of this one from the images with feature tracking. Feature tracking? It's actually quite simple. You first look at the first image for a feature, a big rock, a crevasse, or something else on the glacier. Then you try to find the same feature in the second image, and then you measure the distance this feature has moved. If we divide this distance by the time in between the two images, we know the velocity, or the speed, of the glacier. This glacier moves several meters per year. Of course, don't expect to find the whole glaciers just lying down in the valley in 50 years. The ice tends to melt at the bottom and to be created from snowfall at the top. If as much ice melts and appears in a year, we say that the glacier is at equilibrium, keeping the same size and position, even when all this sliding is happening. So yes, glaciers move. And since this movement is not always regular on the whole glacier, it causes strain that make the ice break, creating crevasses. And the movement of glacier over the ground leads to the erosion that created these beautiful fjords. I hope you learned something on ClimaByte today. If so, don't forget to like and share this video so others can learn too. If you want to learn more ClimaByty things, don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. I'll see you next time!